Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Full Blast Garage. And this time we're going to be taking our $500 Gen 6 454, see if we can put this thing on full blast. Make sure you do it on full blast. All right, if you're not familiar with the Chevelle build, go back. We got a couple videos kind of doing the intro, seeing if we can get that old small block to run. Could not. And this is our savior here. I've had this kind of stashed away for months and months. Paid 500 bucks for it on Marketplace. She only smokes a little, but it ran good. Guy was doing an LS swap. I mean, I love LS swaps because, I mean, it gives me the opportunity to pay $500 for a running engine. You know, that's the only reason why I like them. But just keep doing them and just keep feeding me the running small blocks and big blocks. I'll take them all day. But on this Gen 6, why I wanted this particular motor, if you don't know, came factory with a roller cam. Don't want to mess with the, hydraulic flat tappet just right now. We're kind of, as a whole in the industry, having some issues. Roller cam, way safer option right now. These have just a little bit more horsepower. It's like a Vortec head versus some of the previous versions. These will, this engine probably is 300 horse-ish, 400 and some change foot-pounds of torque. We're in this episode just gonna see if we can get it running. So, and to do that, we're gonna have to strip intake manifold, distributor, and this is gonna kind of be just a temporary setup. I'm gonna put, the carbureted intake on it, the HEI distributor. Eventually, I'm gonna cam this and redo all the valve seals on both heads, because the guy told me she smoked a little. And we're gonna just ignore the rings and pray it's the seals. But I did want to show you guys something I found when I was searching for exhaust, because these old 454 manifolds, they're known for leaking. I'm sure these things will leak. Somebody's already been in and swapped gaskets on this one, you can tell. But as I was searching, I found this company called Flashark Racing. And man, I reached out to them, told them what I was working on, got a Chevelle, putting a big block in it. Wouldn't you know it, man, they had some freaking stainless, I think these are mid-length, headers, which is good. I'm not a real gigantic fan of long tubes. If you're gonna be driving something ratty like this, gets the old tootsies hot pretty quick. But I'll go ahead, show you guys what they sent me, and we'll put, the link and everything else, how you guys can find them too if y'all are working on a project like this. Okay, here's our box for our exhaust. Man, I was pretty excited to see these because not a lot of stuff cooler than some stainless exhaust on your rig. And they came packaged really well. They got your collector extensions. You guys need to use those. Came with gaskets, hardware. I mean, not a lot of companies send that anymore, so that is really cool of them. And let's see what these things look like. You think Freiburger's got a hold of them, put a couple dings in them before they got to me? No, these things are like brand new. Wow. So what a difference. So these, I guess, probably are closer to a shorty, but once you put the extensions on, I mean, it's kind of close, it's in between, but it's somewhere in there. And if you guys want to order anything from Flashark Racing right now, I have a discount code that'll get you 15% off, and it is as in Frank, T as in Taylor, R as in Richard. FTR 15. That'll get you 15% off anything in the store that you order. So that's a great deal. I mean, I'm pretty pumped about these. I think you probably turn these things into some turbo headers pretty easy too. And let's do a little side-by-side comparison here. So stock, cruddy manifold here. Boo. Boo. But man, that and that Chevelle is gonna look really cool. And we're gonna bolt these up. We're gonna take these exhaust manifolds off and run these. It's just gonna be easier too for me when I go to do my fitment inside the engine bay to have the manifolds on. And we gotta do some cleanup in here. If you guys didn't see, she's got a little ways to go before she's ready to accept a motor and trans, but we'll get there. So let's start pulling the intake, which this motor has like a keg intake. It kind of reminds me of like a 5.9 Dodge, you know, from the late 90s. And I guess these are somewhat desirable. I see them on Facebook Marketplace all the time for kind of way too much money. So I don't know. This will probably be for sale too. I doubt I ever use it. But I'm gonna go ahead and get to pulling this off, and we'll start reassembling the motor so we can get it to fire off and hear what this thing sounds like with these shiny exhaust manifolds, the headers. Man, Chevrolet put bolts everywhere all over this motor. Kind of at every angle too. Is this one? Hold on now. Do we got one bolt that's larger than the others? Wow, let me grab another socket. All right, so we have what I believe is different socket. All right, if y'all are doing this at home, front two bolts, 15 millimeter. I think the rest are 13s. That one wasn't very tight. That's a good sign. Woo, that one's gooey. That went in a water jacket. And that one's oily. All right. What's behind door number 3? Now we're gonna be switching back and forth a bunch. So I think I'm gonna try and remove the top keg part right here. Because I got a feeling there's more bolts inside this thing that go down into the head. This is my first Gen 6 big block that I've worked on. I've had lots and lots of regular big blocks. Guess that would normally be like your Gen 4. There's a lot of stuff in the way over here. Let's see. We're mowing through it though. Oh, there's a real tight bracket. Got around it. All right. We're kind of in a pickle here. I'm gonna have to remove this EGR tube from the exhaust. And again, that's another reason why you want to upgrade your exhaust so you don't have to figure out how to plug that, especially when you're putting it on a car that's 1972 that doesn't have any of that stuff on it. Let me go grab a giant crescent wrench and wrestle on this thing. Well, this thing's definitely loose, but that old EGR pipe, I think it's gonna be one with this exhaust manifold till the end of time. So I'm just gonna go ahead and break the manifold loose and leave it all as one big piece. Why not? Oh no, that was already broken off. That's not a good sign. I was just taking off the outer bolt that holds this little heat shield on. Somebody's definitely been in here before. And there's lots and lots of splits on this exhaust manifold. I might grab the MAP gas and just kind of heat everything up before we hit it. Give it some sort of chance to survive. It's either gonna break loose or it won't. We'll see. Just remember they're hot. Hope I can get to this one. The manifold's got like a shield on it. Woo, we're getting lucky. 3 more to go. This manifold is split in a couple places, and I don't know if that is designed like that from the factory to let it extend, or it just split from heat cycling. I had an old Blazer that it split in a similar spot, and that wasn't from the factory. That was from expansion and contraction. Well, that one stayed in the head. That's a problem. Everything else has came out. Man, one thing about that EGR pipe, at least it'll hold the manifold from smoking my toes. Could I have made it any more awkward to carry? Maybe. Oh, God. All right, find a spot for this thing. You guys kind of got a good side view here. All the dirt daubers and everything that was hiding under that keg. And this is your fuel delivery here on the fuel injection. So you got all your injectors, everything's labeled, numbered. I'm guessing maybe they had sequential back then. I'm not sure. Don't know much about late 90s fuel injection before they went to the LS stuff. At least on these trucks. So I'm gonna pull distributor. So I got better access to our rear bolt holes back here. And this thing should, come out pretty easily. All right, go set this guy down. I'm gonna actually thread my bolt back in the hole there so I don't lose it. Take a look down, make sure we ain't got anything weird in there, and we'll keep on. All right, here in the back, we got a couple bolts. It looks like holding down your fuel delivery lines back here. And hopefully that's enough. I can kind of bend them some, move these guys out of the way so I got access to this 15 here. Don't really want to break them, but this stuff ain't going back on any of my stuff. All right, now we should be down to these 15 mils. I got a feeling she's probably sucked down pretty tight. Been 26 years. that one was straight in some kind of oil path. It is caked with oil. Definitely want to make sure you're putting thread sealer when you go back with your intake, your bolts. Definitely want to seal all that up. You do an intake, then all of a sudden your car's smoking real bad. There's a good chance you didn't seal something up. All right, and these bolts are kind of in weird, like kind of, I don't know, make like a star pattern going across. So it's real easy to look, not be able to tell where one is. Just kind of drinking it in for a second, making sure I'm not missing any bolts. Grab my pry bar here. I don't think I'm gonna have to go crazy on this. She's on there pretty good. Nope. Trying to see if there's a good spot to grab from. Definitely don't want to pry against the valve covers. That's a bad idea. Man, they have not. There's a little bit of room right here. You can pull on with your bar up against the head. Might have to grab some sledge action. Tap on that a little bit. See if I can get some movement. Not trying to destroy the intake, but there is a little bit of a gap here at the China wall. You can normally get yourself something in there and pry. This thing is incredibly glued down. Just making sure. Oh, there is a hidden bolt right there. Oh, and there's one up here too. All right, I had a feeling I was missing something. This thing's so dirty, you really can't see very well. Well, that made it pop up. Oh, I think this thing probably will pop right off now. Oh yeah. So things look like they're a little too tight. Don't go crazy forcing stuff. Step back, kind of take it all in again. See if you're missing something. All right, I have not come across one of these that has like this windage tray looking thing. This little valley pan. Not come across, but man, is that like head gasket in a bottle? I don't know, it looks like mud. Something crawl in and try and live in this thing. But looks like everything's in good shape. I mean, as far as the intake ports go, that all looks good. We're definitely on the cooling system side, I don't know, not in the best shape, I'd say. These gaskets are super heavy duty. Like them. That one was blown. I'm gonna grab, shop vac, clean all this up, then we can kind of continue disassembling it. Give you guys a better look in here after I just wiped everything down. Now this is very temporary. I'm gonna use gaskets and just the China gaskets that come in the kit. I'm not gonna goo anything like I would if this was gonna be a permanent situation. I'm probably gonna do head gaskets on this because I'm changing valve springs and seals and everything. Might as well go in just for peace of mind, do head gaskets. There's nothing in here that's concerning. It's a little sludgy. The motor's been sitting for a while though, and it's carboned up some. But I'm gonna go ahead, grab my overseas RPM air gap, drop that down, and start looking at, you know, whatever kind of vacuum fittings I gotta find to plug holes on it up. But it looks like it's gonna fit fine. And you guys can see, like, this is not a peanut port head. Like, those peanut ports are quite a bit smaller than these guys. This is, I mean, if you had a peanut port engine and you put these guys on, you're probably getting 40 or 50 horse just from the heads, just from the intake port size. So let me grab that, get to rocking and rolling, and we'll be trying to fire this thing here pretty quick. All right, so I'm hoping by saving on these guys, that I can reuse them. Just be easy on them. They seem to kind of hold themselves up where they need to go. So that might help me out. It's normally you use the adhesive to kind of help guide these guys on. I'm gonna just try and kind of work from each side, pushing up, down, however I need to go. Get them in the right place. Really don't want to use anything that's gonna mess these gaskets up because I'd like to reuse them. They're not cheap. Do have a distributor gasket, that's nice. All right. Trying to figure out, I think this guy goes in the back. Maybe. We're gonna run this guy back here. And it's definitely not helping to line anything up. This cork gasket, it's almost like it's too long. Yeah, that thing's not gonna do me any favors, I can tell you. I mean, this doesn't even look, well, yeah. You would think this thing would be kind of grooved to help hold it in place. Not necessarily the case. I haven't used these cork things in forever. And this is the exact reason. In no way is that gonna seal right, but this is temporary. We're literally just gonna hear it run. You're gonna bottle feed it. That's it. Oh, I mean, kind of got this thing on here at a respectable spot. Definitely gonna be playing with bolts, trying to get holes lined up. I can tell you that right now. Cork gasket completely shot out. This thing is worthless. Wow. All right. I'm gonna get this thing, I guess, as good as I can. Wow. Don't ever use these stupid cork gaskets. Way more trouble than they're worth. All right, let me grab some bolts, start dropping them in here, and we're just gonna snug these guys up. Working from the inside out. Stuff doesn't need to be super tight. That one's not super happy. There was only one of them earlier, and I think That was probably it. That ain't happy either. Oh, this one was actually rubbing up against this fitting right here, this boss. So might have to just go back with a smaller bolt. Will this one actually back out? Yes. Everything's snug. Nothing's gonna be torqued. I don't even have the 4 bolts up here in. All those need to be cleaned out. They don't look good. I'm gonna find a plug for this intake here, and then, I mean, we can throw the carb on. Then I need to spin the motor over, get number 1 top dead center. We can stab the distributor, run the old headers on, and fire it up. We're almost there. Got a vacuum plug onto the intake manifold. All right. Just making sure, threading these studs in right. It's been a long day. Wow, they ain't going in that far without any help. Might have to grab some channel locks. You would think these guys are just your standard thread of every other carb stud on earth, but it did come from China. So don't put anything past it. Don't mind me. I'll be here for a while. Got the old leftover Edelbrock from another project. Uh-oh. These washers might be challenging to get on. Kind of got to get them. Oh. These Edelbrocks, they're tight. Oh, when you're using these carb studs in the back, it's kind of better normally to use just straight bolts. Might be able to just tap this guy on. Maybe. It's just right on the edge of the carb body. There we go. Just had to slide on by there. And it's still gonna need more washer. I kind of doubt I have anything this small. Well, let me go check around, see if I got any smaller washers. And I can get this thing tightened down. Definitely gonna have to get some screws for the carb hold down. These studs are not gonna work for the Edelbrock. But who knows? I don't know what I'm gonna use for this. Maybe fuel injection eventually, who knows? All right, so just, oop. Don't know where my socket went. I lost it. Just snug these guys. Run them down. That's it. We're just running them down. The back ones, I gotta go get an open-end box in. It's too tight to get a socket in there. But I'll get those tightened down. And then we'll move on to getting the exhaust hung. Carb mounted. Got all the vacuum attachments plugged. Got the booster plug in the back. Hand tight, of course. All these open water ports, we don't have to worry about them. We're not gonna be turning the pump, and I don't think there's any coolant in this engine at all. We need to take off this other exhaust manifold, put our headers on, pull number 1 cylinder, get it top dead center, stab our distributor. So we're getting there, folks. Almost there. Right. A lot of this stuff's super loose. Makes me think they've been over on this manifold doing something. That's good. Oh, we can move that out of the way. That out of the way, that out of the way. I think we're kind of clear. let's see what we're dealing with. Oh, did I grab? Yes. Oh, put the 1/2 inch back on. Now I can go back to 9/16. Luckily, everything looks really oily. So there's a good chance everything's gonna come out on this side. Not getting any luck with the studs, at least yet. Oh, got 3 studs to get out. Come on, come out. That one came out, that's good. This one looks the rustiest, but it came out. All right, so manifold removed. Now I just somehow have to pull the dipstick, I guess, through it. Ah. All right, so once you got your gasket kind of oriented right, I like to put my bolts, one on each end, hang the gasket like that, especially when you got this much room with the engine out of the car. There's no reason to be kind of wrestling around with it. And I do like on this kit, the bolt heads on the bolts for the headers, really small. That makes things so much easier when you're trying to get a socket or a wrench or anything in here. You got this giant head that almost touches your primary, you're gonna run into issues. These guys did a good job selecting the correct bolts to go in the kit. I mean, and it's super easy process. Just go down, get all your bolts, hand tighten. Big block Chevy, she got a bunch of bolts. Not like the old Pontiac over there. I think it's like 3, I don't know, 4. Not very many bolts, maybe 5 tops. It's like maybe 2 on each side and 1 in the middle. I'm pretty sure that's how the Pontiac is. It's amazing that actually holds it on there. All right, I'm gonna get this guy snugged up. And again, nothing's going on like super tight. This is getting snugged up because everything's gonna come back off when I do some head work on this thing. I'm gonna go ahead and snug it up so we're not getting a crazy exhaust leak. Had to get a couple of these with the ratchet. No big deal. Did want to show you guys before I got this bolted up. Look at the gasket matching on the ports. That's pretty good. I'm happy with that. Good job, Flashark. Good job. All right, so exhaust on. We got a couple, little repairs we got to make, but hey man, it's 500 bucks on Marketplace. So what we're gonna do, we pulled number 1. We're gonna hold our finger over the number 1 spark plug hole, and we're gonna look at the timing mark. We're gonna wait till we feel compression, like it's pushing our finger out, and we're gonna make sure our timing mark on our balancer lines up with our mark here on the block. It could be off, but you can kind of feel, or just kind of play it by feel, and then we can verify it with the scope if we're thinking it's off. I think that actually is it, but wow, this thing has some compression. There, almost perfect. And we can move this guy So that would be perfectly marked up, number 1 with the balancer and the block, and good Lord, compared to that old tired 350, this thing's like kicked like a mule. Like I could barely feel a little out that small block. This thing, like, I'm glad I didn't slap the camera. The thing hit me so hard. I'm gonna go ahead, put number 1 back in, and then we'll start stabbing the distributor, and I'll reposition the camera so maybe you guys can get a little bit better view of what I'm doing back there. Unboxing our Amazon China HEI distributor. She looks rightish. Man, it's already got the gasket on it. Wow, I had the gasket in my hand. We can save that. There's been a few times lately I've ran into not having a distributor gasket with a brand new distributor. Let me turn that off. All right, so your HEI distributor, people talk about making sure you're pointing at number 1, things like that. You don't necessarily have to do that. That's a good practice. Not necessarily how you have to stab the distributor in. So technically, you could stab the distributor, put it on any cylinder. You could pull number 7, get it on compression stroke, stab your distributor, make sure your first plug you're firing, number 7. You got it. So, try to be gentle with these China plastic here. All right, there we go. The actual good practice, like on a big block Chevy, so you're kind of helping out the next guy is what you're doing. You want to put your vacuum canister in a location that has lots of sweep for timing adjustments. And also, you want number 1, kind of pointing at something there, like at the cylinder. Let's see if we can get close enough on the body here. So we're kind of between there. We stab this thing, that might actually make up the difference. And you got to remember, somehow that thing just went right on. So if we left it like this, number 1's gonna need to be like this guy over here. This one. Might have to tap on, I don't know. Oh, let's see, where's my tool? Gonna need to tap on the starter. And when you do that, you're spinning the rotor. So where the rotor ends, not gonna be your number 1. You kind of need to mark number 1 right now. Man, this thing, get on there. Okay, and then number 1 is essentially pointing straight at the wires. Probably gonna have to, and I guess trying to adjust on it here. We're gonna eventually kind of run out of room or swing, but this is super temporary. I'm gonna hold it. Number 1's that guy right there. Fell in. See, your rotor has spun, so you kind of had to remember where number 1 was. And we got it right here. We'll go ahead, post a little scratch mark. Up and down for one. Let's go ahead, lock our cap down, then we start putting our plug wires on. 18436572. If you guys didn't see, she's spinning clockwise. All right, got all the plug wires on. Put some fuel in the bowl. Got the HEI hot. So this thing, it should be ready to fire off. So let's see if we're at all close ballpark in timing. Woo, it's getting up there. It sounds good. Yes. Yes. That's going in that. Well, that's just it's the exhaust. Yeah. It's not, there's no smoke coming out the exhaust. That's great. We do have a little combustion coming out of the coolant. It's kind of hard to see it. I don't know, maybe if I put my hand like that, but there is some combustion coming out of our coolant passages. So either we're a little loose somewhere, or we probably got a head gasket issue. So that was something from looking at everything, I kind of thought, possibly we got a little leakage, but these heads are gonna come off. We're gonna redo the head gaskets and we should be fine. So, we're good. $500 Facebook Marketplace motor, it's around it. Man, I'm so happy. This video kind of at least redeemed me from the small block that came out of that Chevelle, because that thing fought me to the point where I was questioning whether I knew what I was doing or not. But that motor had a real tight spot, and it's kind of one of those, I'm not gonna sit there and soak it. I'm not gonna pay for 40 bucks worth of stuff to soak that motor. I know it's not really any good. I have this motor sitting here that I know I wanna put in it, and let's just see if it runs. And the guy I bought it from, said it came out of running driving truck, smoked a little, that's it. He said smoked a little on startup and then stopped. We might have, a little head gasket issue, no big deal. We'll throw head gaskets on it, we'll check, make sure the heads aren't warped or anything, but these big block heads that are all steel, rarely ever do I see them real bad warped unless you just took it to the moon on the temperature. That's about the only thing that'll, warp these things real bad. But man, I really appreciate Flashark Racing. They make a great set of headers for this Chevelle. If you got a big block, putting it in a Chevelle, they got it. And they got all kinds of other parts. I mean, suspension, exhaust. I mean, it's everything. It's tuners, lists and lists of stuff for all kinds of cars. And if you could use that code, that FTR15, you're getting 15% off. So that's, in your favor, something for you to use and get some money back in your pocket. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did. I haven't wrenched on an old big block for a little while, and this is fun, man. And I can't wait to rip the heads out, put a big old hog cam in this thing to where the Chevelle just shakes and all you hear is rust. It's just shaking like one of them little rain stick things that you twist back and forth. I can't wait for that. But I hope y'all enjoyed it again, and if you could, interact with the channel in any way, just a like, a comment, subscribe to us. It's free, no charge, promise. Hit that little notification bell. That's even better. But man, I appreciate it. Anything y'all do. And until you see my next video, just go out, do something that makes you happy, but make sure you're doing it on full blast. I'll see y'all later.